everyone is having a fantastic day. Just making sure that our live stream is going to work today. All right, so welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. We go live very spontaneously a lot of the time, so this is what you're seeing right now. So hopefully we're dialed in. All right, so as you're coming in, a like is going to go a long way. Also, this time, they'll just let me know if the audio is okay or if we need to correct something. We can absolutely do it. So we're going to jump right into it. There's I didn't do too much promotion for this live stream, so want to make sure that I honor your time. And as you're coming in, a like is going to go a long way. Make sure to comment down below. Just if the audio is good, or if you have any questions along the way and as we get going. So today we're covering the most overlooked real estate marketing strategy, getting a ton of leads. Now, before we actually cover that, I want to ask you a very uncomfortable question. I'm going to go ahead and preface it and really let you know up front that it is a bit uncomfortable. So I'm getting a... All right, so it looks like it's working. Sorry, I got a little screen of death over here. All right, so we're gonna keep going. And if it stopped working, then whoops. All right. So again, the uncomfortable question, and sorry for asking it this way, but I kind of have to. Do you still want to be in business at the end of this year? Now, I ask that because we just rolled over into a brand new year, so we have a lot of goals, we have a lot of things that we want to accomplish. So our motivation is high at the moment, but come March, come May, come October, our dedication to our business changes is a little bit, right? So watching in Australia, hey Brad, thanks so much for hopping on. I appreciate that. Brad Shipway, property, watching in Australia. I appreciate that. So I know it's an uncomfortable question, but do you want to be in business at the end of the year? Now, a lot of you all of you are going to say yes, absolutely, right? So it's not a trick question. It's just a realistic question. It's an uncomfortable question. Do you want to still be in business? And because I ask that with the very real truth that a good amount of agents will not. And I say that again because I do have a large real estate group at this point where a lot of agents that I personally work with on a one-to-one level and more from a group setting and just tangentially, I know that a lot of real estate agents that I keep going back to a lot. I know that several, we'll just leave it at several real estate agents didn't make it past last year. So they went back into the corporate world. They went back into focusing more into their full-time job, as opposed to really following their desire of doing this part-time and then ultimately becoming a full-timer. So several agents just didn't accomplish their goal of going full-time. Right. So we understand that this is important, and I want to start off there because it really is important, and we need to understand that you're not here just to find out what the best strategy is, what the most overlooked strategy is. That's a clickbaity title. I'll be honest with you. I know how to play the YouTube game, but you're not here for the most overlooked strategy. You're not here for you will get it at the end of the day. I'm not just here to clickbait you, but you're not here for that strategy. You're here more to stay in business. And if this strategy doesn't work for your business, doesn't help you grow in your business, then you're going to say, screw off, Jaime. I'm never going to watch your YouTube channel again. And don't bother sending me an email about it, right? So I fully acknowledge that. But with that being said, let's just go ahead and jump into it. So I think we understand the importance of this. I think we can recognize and mutually agree that this is important. So regardless of what the strategy is, we're talking about serious business right here. So I do want to honor that. All right. So what is the most overlooked real estate marketing strategy right now? Now, it's a strategy that's here to stay. It's not a fly by night. It's not a It's not a strategy that's going to go away next month, next year, or even 5 years from now. It's here to stay, and it's being more and more adopted because the culture, the younger generations, they're being raised in this. And to cut it short, it's video. Video marketing is absolutely here to stay. Video marketing is the most overlooked real estate marketing strategy right now. Now, while you that are watching this live stream, while you may currently be doing video because you recognize the importance of it, because you're here on a platform that is solely about video, which is YouTube, a lot of the competition is not on video. A lot of the competition is not leveraging and leaning into video. And it's so important this day because 80% of the content that's being consumed right now on the internet, just the entire internet, 80% of it is being consumed in the video format, which means if you're not making video right now, you're missing 80% of the boat. You're missing 80% of the audience. So the entire pie, if we had a little graph chart, I wish I would have thought ahead and made that graph chart for us, but of the entire pie, 80% of it is being consumed in video. So if you're not even playing in that 80%, you're only fighting for that 20%. Is this making sense? Hopefully it is. A graphic would have been a little bit better there, but again, fully recognizing that video is here to stay. And let me know in the comment section, are you using video right now? I really am interested in knowing more about who's watching the channel. I know that 85% of the viewers that are watching the channel are not subscribed, which is a staggering amount. So now would be a fantastic time to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, but I'll settle for a comment. Now, as opposed to just saying, hey, do video, hey, get more videos out there, hey, do all this other stuff, we're actually going to walk through how to get going with that. It's not, this channel is not about just abstract ideas, just pie in the sky ideas. That's something that is just that any talking head can give you. I want to give you some actual practical ways to get started, the actual blueprint to get going, so you don't have to guess at this. There's no guessing that is involved at this point. A lot of high volume, high achieving producers have already won in this, or maybe I shouldn't say won because there's always room for improvement, but have already proved this model out. So we have the blueprint, we have the roadmap. Somebody has already discovered that, right? So what do you need to record? That's one of the questions that comes up all the time. I have a real estate approved through TREC, so the Texas Real Estate Commission. I have a continuing education real estate approved course, which is that I cover on YouTube, and that's the question that comes up all the time. Well, how do I get started? What's needed to record? And the answer is very, very simple. It's just your phone. It's really just your phone. Now, we can talk about $5,000 cameras. Well, I can't talk about $5,000 cameras because although I have one, which is the one that I'm using right now, I couldn't tell you anything about it. I can tell you who was very pivotal in me buying that camera, which is Javier Vidania, a good friend of the channel. He's the one that said, hey, this is a camera that you should buy. And I said, okay, well, I'll go ahead and buy that. The person that's helped me use it has been another YouTuber friend, Kyle Seagraves with Win the House You Love, another friend, Trevor Jones, who all three of them, Javier Vidania, Kyle Seagraves, and Trevor Jones are all fantastic follows or fantastic YouTubers that you'll absolutely get a kick out of. You're going to want to follow their content as well. So it's somebody so you don't need a camera per se. All you need is your phone. Again, your phone is all you need, but the only difference is stop doing this, just, consuming, and start doing this and being a creator, right? So consuming versus creating, that's completely different. So the phone is super important. All right, so let's see. Brad, I use video for property videos, monthly market updates, helpful tips, but I need to get bit more regular with helpful tips. I also need more live videos. I've been lazy there. Hey, I don't think you've been lazy, but everyone's their own worst critic. So I do appreciate you hopping on the live stream. Do appreciate you sharing that. But I'll check out your channel after the live stream and see what you're cooking with, because I do like the channel name. So if anything I can do to help, I'll gladly do it. Now, when it comes to what's needed, a phone is all you need. Now, one of the questions that comes up a lot, and I mean a lot, is what do I talk about? Because it's not necessarily the act. Everybody can get their phone, turn it horizontal, and hit the record. You do it all the time. The only difference is you do it outward. You do it to record things. You do it to take pictures. You do it to just focus on the family, on property videos, as Brad was mentioning. You do that outward. It's very difficult in our mind, and not in actuality, to just flip that little to hit that little flip button or whatever to where it's recording to you. That's the challenging part. So once you have that down, the question becomes is, what do I talk about? Very simple. Talk about the questions that you get asked the most. It's that simple. Again, talk about the questions that you get asked the most. So you get asked how to buy a house, how to sell a house, how can I improve my credit, what do I need to buy a house? You get those questions every single day, right? So can I go look at this house? You get all these questions every single day. So just write down your most asked questions, and as opposed to telling it to somebody that's over the phone or telling that to somebody while you're going through a buyer appointment or seller appointment, record a video about it. Answer your most asked questions first. You're going to find that it's super easy to do because you answer these questions all the time. You're a subject matter expert when it comes to these questions because you get asked all of the time. So that's your first place to start. And you know that there's a demand because you know you're going to get that question the following day. Does that make sense? Now, as far as something else, another source, if you will, of what do I find to talk about? Go and find the most shared of blogs. You're in a lot of the Facebook groups that I'm a member in. Go and join some more groups. Go into the Reddit community. Go into the Quora community. Go into, just search online, just what is being shared, what is being created in your neck of the woods. Is there a big development down the street? Is there a housing shortage? Is what's happening in your community? Go and see what's being shared, what's being written about, and what's being broadcast, and make a video about that. So again, the most shared blogs, the most shared articles, the most shared events are typically ones that have the most traction, the most demand that people want to learn about. Right? Another source is going to other agents and their channels and seeing what videos have the most views. They've proved out your audience by you going to another agent that you know in your community that's doing real estate content, going to those videos and then seeing, hey, what are they recording about? And going and seeing the most viewed videos is really going to help you out because, again, the audience has been proved out, right? So we've talked about how to get started. You know what's needed to record and what the content needs to be. Most asked questions, most shared content, the most viewed videos. So there you have a good source, a good base to go from. You're going to not run out of any content ideas for the rest of the year. Now, where do I share? Right? So you've made the video, you have the asset, that's the important part. You have the video that's really, you're being a content creator as opposed to a consumer. It's that video that's important. It's not even YouTube per se, it's the video. So again, we were talking about the most overlooked strategy, and that's video marketing. Well, that video itself can go in every single platform known to man. It can go on Instagram. It can go on Facebook. It can go on LinkedIn. It can go on TikTok. It can go on YouTube. It can be embedded on your blogs. It can be emailed to your database. It can be texted to your audience. So you see that this video asset that you now control is you creating, hence the name creator or the word creator, descriptor creator, you creating the conversation. You are positioning yourself to have a very massive personal brand where people come to you for the source, simply because you took that extra step and you made a video about, again, your most asked questions, the most shared content, the most viewed videos out there, right? So that's where we're talking about. Once you have that video, you have the hard part done. Now it's going and distributing. Now it's going and uploading it to your YouTube, uploading to your IG, your Facebook, your LinkedIn, your TikTok, going and embedding it on your blog so you can have that long-term SEO, going and emailing it to your database so you never run out of content to send to your database, going and texting to your audience after you have that initial encounter, right? So all of this that we're talking about is contingent upon you making a video. It's you utilizing video marketing. So that's what we're talking about. Now, if we want that ultimate hack, if you want that additional, let's say, exponential growth without really putting in exponential effort, the ultimate hack is repurposing your content. Now, I do have to make a huge credit source, or give credit to somebody that was super instrumental in my repurposing strategy, where I take a video that can be, this video itself is going to be repurposed. So this video itself is going to be cut up into something that I can use on TikTok, that I can use on Instagram, that I can use on LinkedIn, that I can use on Facebook. So again, this video that we're creating, regardless of how long it is, I don't know, we're about 15 minutes in, I'm going to be able to repurpose elsewhere. And actually, I'm come to think about it, I'm actually broadcasting it on Facebook, so I'm already repurposing. But back to the person that I really owe a majority of the repurposing strategy to is Jazz Thacker. He's a fantastic broker out of Canada. He's just amazing. So he does have a channel, and has several channels actually on YouTube, so I'll make sure that I link them down below. He's the person that I credit for giving me the entire repurposing blueprint as it sits right now. So whenever this video gets done, we will have a short form video, meaning that this short form video can go to TikTok, can go to the Instagram stories, can go to the Reels, can go to the Facebook stories, so it makes sense. It's also going to have a longer form clip, so this clip is generally not going to fit within the Reels. It's generally not going to, or IG Reels, it's generally not going to fit TikTok parameters, but it is a good video to upload organically into other socials, such as my Facebook, such as my LinkedIn, and really use it as a promotional piece for the channel and for this video. So this video is also going to have what I call quote images, and that might be how it's actually called, but I call it just quote images, where I'll take something that's relatively insightful that I shared. Hopefully I shared something insightful within our video today. I share something that's relatively insightful here, and then we'll repurpose that quote. So with myself, which just going out and taking some professional photos, or just have somebody that knows how to take photos of you, and you just put a quote next to it, and boom, you have a really good strategy to grow your Instagram, right? So we're talking about short form videos, which are generally vertical. We're talking about mid form or mid length videos, which are generally horizontal. So that's what you're seeing on YouTube. You have those images, quote images, where you quote yourself or quote something relatively insightful that you want to share with the community and your sphere. Then you also have infographics. So infographics are fantastic for Pinterest, where you outline whatever you created in your content and you make it very digestible in bullet form. So if you're looking for a Cliff Notes version of what this video is about, look for my IG next week, which is gonna have everything. It's gonna have my blueprint that I use to make this. So just to kind of give you how these videos are made, I don't remember any of this. I'm actually looking at you right now through a teleprompter, and then there's a little video right here. I don't want to move it because I moved it the other day and I just could not get the monitor to go back. So this monitor right now that you do not see, actually go to my IG. I'll take a picture of that right now, and I'll show you how this is being recorded. So you see how simple it can be. Well, let me say that this isn't simple. This part is not simple. It took a while, so I'm not gonna steer you down the wrong path. What I want to share with you is that there's ways for you to get this done. There's ways for you to make this work. So I also started that point with me sharing with you that I will be doing an infographic of all the points that we're covering here in this video, but that's because I already had the outline on the notes here. So that's kind of how I got off on that tangent. So video, that's really what we're talking about this year, next year, and for a while. There's going to be, the video is here to stay. It's something that if you shied away from because you don't like the way that you look, you don't like the way that you sound, you don't like the whatever, your tribe is going to find you. They have found you so far. People have used you to buy a house. People have used you to sell a house. People have used you before, and they'll use you again as long as they realize that you're still in business, as long as you stay in business. So going back to the first question that we asked, do you want to stay in business through the end of this year? Because if you go back and if you stay in obscurity, if you become a secret agent, if you're not out there promoting yourself, people will forget that you exist. And that's not a very fun thing. Now, I've had personal friends that forget that I exist from real estate lens. So I know personally that doesn't work, that doesn't feel good, and it's very tempting to shut them from my life. But I also have to recognize that it's not their fault. It's my fault for not keeping up with them, from the sphere of influence, for me making myself known and me putting myself out there, because my business is the most important to me. And same thing for you. Your business is your business, obviously, but you're the person that's going to be most interested in your business succeeding, right? So anyway, that's it. Video marketing.